Okay, it says we're live. Awesome. All right. Well, hey, everybody, this is Cleta Colson-Eyre, and we are coming to you live the last day of May. And I'm like, I don't remember who said it on one of the calls, but they said that, the year of March was so long because March was like, it was the longest month ever. In May, it seems like 2 days. Like we just started it and now it's over. I mean, do y'all feel like that too? Like May has flown by. So, anyway, we are super excited tonight. This is the last day of the month, so I'm going to make like a couple announcements and then we're going to turn it over to Lynde. The things that end tonight at midnight, the e-start that we're so excited about, right? Now, some people have asked me, are they going to extend it? We don't know. We'll know in the morning, right? So as of now, the deadline said May 31st. I hope they extend it, but you might want to tell your customers that if you have anybody kind of thinking about it, that they need to get on in. Okay, that ends tonight. The second thing that ends tonight is twice as nice. So in case y'all forgot that was going on, every order that you do in May counts for next year's seminar year. So if you are going for the national quota sales or the area quota sales or even just your unit quota sales, you will start off instead of a big fat zero, you will start off with however much you order up to $2,000 wholesale in May will count for next year. So that's awesome, right? As your recruits, up to 6 qualified team members also count. Now they do have to go ahead and be qualified by midnight. So if you have someone that you signed up and they haven't got their order in, they're like, oh, I'm just going to do it tomorrow. You need to talk to them and see if they can go and get it in tonight, because that way they'll count for you for next year. Okay. And then as a unit, we can go up to $20,000 wholesale, well, 40,000 retail. And we will start the year off with 40,000, which would be amazing toward our next year's goals. So I'm proud of the cheetahs. We have already maxed that part out. I am so proud of that. So we are still getting orders up and trying to have one of our best months of the year. And so the other thing that ends, there are a few lip balms left. If you have not done your 2 lip balms, I read somewhere that they were out again, but I just ordered for a girl today that's in Oklahoma. I think her distribution center is the Dallas one, and they still had them. So if you have not maxed out your 2 for that and the yellow concealer, get on there tonight. You might can still get some. I love that lip balm. It's really awesome. But everything else does not have limits right now. The mask, the mascara, the new shea butter cream, all of that is all on there, but some of it is limited edition, like well, the little towels of the mask, when they're out, they're out. But anyway, so it's plenty of things to order, plenty of things to still get excited about. So I was thinking through my unit of who is in our area, of who is really doing great with the transition in Mary Kay as far as virtual. And so I asked my offspring director, Lynde Blair, to be our guest speaker tonight. And let me tell you a little bit about her. Okay. So Lynde Blair celebrated her 15th year in Mary Kay on May the 20th. She debuted as a sales director in March of 2018. She won her first car in Mary Kay this past year. Actually was celebrated on stage last year at seminar. So I guess last seminar year. She was in the National Court of Sales last year and is on target for that as well this year. What you may not know about Lynde is that she worked her Mary Kay business for about a year or so and then took a 12-year break and was just personal use. She had a consultant number. She never went all the way out, but 12 years, she ordered like once or twice a year. And she showed up at a meeting I was at in Michigan about three and a half years ago, and was a T7, which means if she didn't order that month, she'd be all the way out of Mary Kay. And she just came because she had met me before, and I didn't even know she was coming. I didn't even recognize her. I'm like, who are you? She goes, I'm Lynde Blair. I'm like, well, hey, Lynde. I'm like, I mean, it'd been 12 years since I've seen her. Anyway, she got excited. She went back to work, and for the last 14 years or so, she has owned her own daycare that she ran out of her house. I've spent the night with her many times with 10 little children or however many she could have running around under the age of 6. I do not know how she does it. I mean, she had like 5 high chairs, people watching TV, people taking naps. I mean, anyway, hats off to her for that. But just recently, she did give up her daycare to do Mary Kay full time. And and that is one of the reasons I want her to talk tonight too. So what I've been impressed about Lynde is her work ethic and her being an independent leader. She's basically up in the UP, which is the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, with no other directors and no other events within 3 or 4 hour drive from her. It's not like a lot of us, we could get to anybody's meeting, you know, like if we send our people, oh, here, go to sales meeting, go to Janet's meeting, you know, like we just have so much around here. So she's basically like by herself up there working. And when I started working up there with her, I said, we are going to be the first director up here in the Sioux. Or not the first, but there was no director at that point. But she's very dedicated to being an excellent director. But not only that, she has great customer service. Great customer service. And it's a smaller town. And so there was other companies that sold makeup up there. And they're, you know, I'm like, we're fixing to have to do a Mary Kay takeover in the UP. And so that is what we're doing out there, right, Lynde?
Right.
She cannot work north of where she lives because that's Canada. So she can only go south and or east and west, and there's basically nothing for like an hour everywhere you drive. And so, but the thing about Lynde is she's always been willing to drive 2 or 3 hours. If there's a party someone booked 2 or 3 hours away, she would just go do it. I mean, I'm just like, she would sometimes rent a hotel room and have it there, or she would have it in their home. But a lot of times she would go do a vendor event 2 or 3 hours away and then go back and do a party there. So she has very high work ethic. She's willing to work, and she's not afraid to make an effort. Right now, Lynde is focused on building her team and her unit to earn the next car in Mary Kay and build her first offspring sales director in Mary Kay. And tonight I asked her to get on the call because she's done about 17, probably more than that now, 17, 18 parties in the last, you know, month or so, Facebook parties. And she's been very successful in her sales. I've been watching her unit members. They'll pop up and go, I sold $800 at a Facebook party. I'm like, okay. So I asked Lynde to actually be very detailed of what she does so that when you leave this call, you'll know exactly how to do this. Okay. So Lynde is married to Brent. She is mother to Kendra, who's about 16, I think, and Brandon, who is, I want to say 13.
Yeah.
Did I get my niece and nephew right?
You did.
Okay. So without any further ado, I want to turn it over to one of my first line offsprings and just dear friends, Miss Lynde Blair.
Hey, thanks, Cleta. I'm just glad that I can come on here and share with you what I have done the past few months. In March, I had started out March and I had a goal. I had told Cleta that I was going to do 100 faces in March. And the middle of March, you know, we kind of got hit with this whole COVID and face-to-face. I was very, very comfortable doing face-to-face facials, one-on-one parties. Like Cleta said, I would drive for hours. You know, some days my family would say, where are you today? You know, I was always gone working, and I was very comfortable doing that. And so when this happened, I was kind of thrown a loop, and how am I going to work my business? You know, we can easily sit back and talk ourselves out of doing it. You know, we can wait a few weeks. This is all going to turn around. You know, people are not working right now. They don't have money. We can always talk ourselves out of it. And I did that for a few days. You know, I still had my reorders, but all those appointments I had booked, I couldn't go do them. So I was thinking I couldn't, because this is my full-time job, you know, so what am I going to do? How am I going to keep my unit still going? So, you know, I kind of hemmed and hawed and talked myself in and out of doing it. And I decided, I posted on my VIP customer page a little flyer about hosting an online Facebook party. And within a few minutes, one of my good friends who needed to reorder her skincare line said, should I do one? And I said, absolutely. We've got nothing to lose. I said, it'd be great for me. And I said, let's give it a try. So I set up the Facebook group and she invited, and we had her party. I had done Facebook lives before with Cleta, but never, ever on my own. And so again, you know, it was very easy weeks before to talk myself out of doing that because it was so out of my comfort zone. After doing her party, I had a great time while I was doing it. And after it was over, I just felt, you know, you get proud of yourself. It's like, I conquered it. I did it. I love doing it. And it was so easy to do. That first party, I walked away with over $500 in sales. And then what I do is you go in. So I always set myself a goal before, even when I would go to somebody's house or one-on-one facial, like, what is my goal going to be? And you always walk in, right? And you're going to book, sell, and recruit. So I do the same for my Facebook lives. I always, book, sell, and recruit. And one of the other things I always wanted is, because I'm not across the table from somebody, is I still want them to be involved in the party. I want them to feel like they're having fun and not just listening to me talk. And so I kind of came up with the idea of, I want them to stay engaged, and I don't want them just to I came up with this game that they have to post emojis. And I have different ones I ask for. I can ask for, okay, post an emoji of what you're wearing, because there's lots of options for that. And then I'll ask them, okay, what is your favorite animal? What is your favorite sport? Would you rather wear high heel shoes or boots? Would you rather eat pie or cake? And then after I get a few coming in, I also kind of like to make it a little fun. And I say, okay, now post me an emoji that you think I would pick. Would it be cake or pie? Just to kind of make it fun and keep them involved, right? And then I tell them, by doing that, they're going to get entered into the games we're playing, in which I'm going to tell you a little bit more about that later. But that was my goal, is to keep them engaged, right? And people really like free things, right? So by playing the games, they're going to get their name into drawings for free stuff. So once I had done that first party, I was like, okay, I can do this again, not only for myself, but now I have to keep my consultants working, right? I have to keep my unit going. So I offered to all of my consultants, I want to do a Facebook live party for you. And I explained to them, I'm going to set up the group. I'm going to go live. I'm going to do the work for you. You're going to invite, and then you're going to take care of the orders, because they're a consultant, right? They're going to take care of the orders. When I'm offering it to a customer, obviously, I tell them I do all the work. I do the Facebook group. I go live. I take all the orders, and I ship out all the orders. So the only work they have to do as a hostess is invite. So even though I explain that to my consultants, and I want to point this out because a few of my consultants, even though I had explained it and told them, they still didn't get it. They thought they still had to join me and go live, or they had to do more. And I had to repeat myself a few times. So I don't want you to feel like sometimes when we repeat ourselves, we kind of feel like we're hounding or we're bugging. Don't feel that way, because sometimes we have to say it a few different times in a few different ways for different people to get it. So even though my consultants, this is what they do, they still weren't getting it, that I'm the one doing the work. So just emphasize how, you're going to do the work. Really, it's a win-win for them. If it's a customer, they get free products. That's all they have to do. So when I started doing Facebook parties for my consultants, obviously the orders started coming in. We started booking from their parties, just like we would around a kitchen table. And so it really got my consultants going, which is huge, right? I mean, we want our consultants to work. So that really has helped. And I've had a few that weren't comfortable yet doing their own Facebook party. So I was more than comfortable doing it. And I said, I'll do your party for you. So then when I do a party for one of my consultants, as for one of their customers, I explain who I am. I introduce myself. I tell them that I'm going to be doing the party, but say whatever my consultant's name is, Kate, then, Kate's your consultant. She's going to follow up with you. She's going to help you with any products. I'm just doing the party for her. So I always like to explain that, so people, don't feel like I'm their new consultant. So I wanted to point that out if you're going to do a party for somebody. So back to now hosting a party. I just want to make sure that I'm not forgetting something. So when I do my Facebook parties, I do QVC style. So I don't mail out any samples prior to. Okay, I just show the products, and I'm going to show you here in a little bit what I do. So then I just want to make sure I'm not forgetting anything. When I book a party, so we pick the date, I make the Facebook group, and I tell them all they have to do is invite, and I'm going to do the rest. So I'm going to go live, I'm going to take the orders, and I'm going to follow up all that with one of my customers. So
Lynde, can I ask you a question?
Yeah. Yeah.
When you say, just so people can understand, so let's say I'm your hostess
Yeah.
And so when you say I make a Facebook group, so you actually just do a new group for like me, like as your hostess?
Yep. And then once she accepts, then I have to make her an admin so then she can go in and invite people.
Okay, that's what I wanted to make clear.
Okay.
So
Yep.
Lynde does a separate little Facebook group for
Yep.
each hostess. Okay.
Yep. For
And
each
make her
hostess.
the
Yep.
admin. Okay.
Yep. Yep. And so I'm a very, I like to write things down on paper. So if you have, what I like to do is I make a list. So I put the hostess name on a piece of paper, and then as she invites people, I keep a list of who she's inviting. Okay. So then you can always keep track. If you've got multiple parties going on, like right now I have 4 going on, well, I definitely have to keep lists because I'm going to forget something, right? So I keep lists of each party I've got going on as she invites somebody to the group. So prior to the party, I like to go in and friend all of her guests for her party. So the reason why is I like to have some kind of contact with them. And I also tell them during the party that I'm going to friend you on Facebook, whether I already have or you haven't accepted, yes, but I tell them I'm going to friend you on Facebook. And the reason why is because I want to be friends with you and then add you to my VIP group, because I don't, and I explained to them, I don't post, sales on my personal Facebook page. I don't post, new things. If you're in my VIP group, then you'll know of sales I do and new products, new information, that kind of stuff. So just so that they know why I'm friending them on Facebook. And then also too, I've learned that if I just go and friend them, it's better than me mentioning in the party, hey, if you friend me on Facebook, I'm going to add you to my group, because nobody ever does. Nobody's ever going to go in and then friend me, very rarely. It's kind of like if you hand out a sample to somebody and you don't follow up with them, they're never going to call you. So I friend on Facebook. And then I also try to get as much information as I can from that person, kind of like as if I were going to sit down at the table with them and have them fill out their profile card. Okay. So trying to get all the information I can before the party. Before the party, I go on and I post in the group, like get ready for the party, just so as a reminder, just like you would if you were going to go to somebody's house for a party, do it the same way. At the party, I would get started by introducing myself. I would tell them about Mary Kay, the company. So I do it just as I would as if I were at their house. So I explain kind of like the flip chart. I'm going to go through the company. I'm going to go through information on Mary Kay, the return policy, all those good things that I feel like everybody needs to know when I go to do a facial with you. That was important information. So I share all of that. Then I share with them the games we're going to play. So we're going to play the emoji game. So when I ask you for an emoji to post, comment it on here. And then what's going to happen is that's going to get your name into a drawing. Then I also explained to them that I'm not going to do the drawing during this party. I'm going to do it in a few days, because some people might be at work when I do this party, or, they're not able to watch live. They can still go back in and watch later. And then they're going to get their name into the drawing. So for me, I'm thinking I would much rather have somebody watch later if they couldn't watch live than to not watch at all. And so I'm thinking if I can just get them enticed by getting their name in a drawing, then we're going to do it in a few days, right? And then the other game I play is tic-tac-toe. So anytime I talk about a product that they want to purchase, they're going to put it in a square. When they get 3 squares filled up, they're going to comment tic-tac-toe, or if they fill up all the squares, it's a full square, which I'm sure you guys have heard Cleta do that. So those are the 2 games that I play just to keep their interest. And then, like I said, in a few days, I will do the drawing. Now, after the party, I go into the group and I kind of remind people, because if they didn't watch live, they don't know they can still get into these drawings. So I comment on the group page and I tell them you can still get your name into the drawings, watch the party and comment where needed. And then after the party, what I do is I message them. I thank them for coming to the party, and I ask them, a few questions like what they thought of it, and then what is your interest in? Is it body care? Is it sun care? Is it, fragrances, skincare, cosmetic? And then that way I can give, have a little topic of what to talk about. So then they place an order, and maybe it isn't skincare. Maybe it's the makeup, which is fine. They place the order, but then I'm going to make sure that I'm going to send them some samples of skincare because they didn't order it. So a lot of times you're going to meet different people on a Facebook party that are in different states. Okay. I've had people from Ohio to Arizona to Florida. And so it's really a benefit because I'm branching out all over different states. And so I feel like, okay, you ordered the cosmetic makeup part, but I really also want you to try out other products of ours. So I'm going to make sure I send you some different sample products. And I do that after the party, once I talk to them and chat with them, and I figure out what their need would be. So right now samples are a little, you can not get all of them that we like. If it's a local person, what I do is I go to Gordon Foods and I buy the little plastic disposable cups and with the plastic snap-on lids. And obviously you can't mail those. So like I said, if it's local, that's what I put their sample in to give it to them. So if I have to mail it, it does make it a little trickier now. But you want to make sure you get, like, I think Cleta had posted not too long ago, you can order off Amazon the little plastic containers with the lids. Just make sure that you package them up really good, seal them, and then put them in bubble wrap, and just make sure, that there's not going to be any accident with that if you can't get the sample from the company. But I also like to share extra products with them because, once you try something, you really get to experience it and then you get really interested in it. So really definitely follow up with those customers after. And again, what you're trying to do with each customer is book, sell, and recruit, right? So during the party, what's that?
Oh, I was going to ask a question.
Yeah.
When you're doing your party, just to be clear, do you do it on your own face? Or are you doing it on the back of your hand? And are you just showing, tell what product, are you going to do that in a second to tell what products you use? Okay.
Yeah, I was just going to go through, I'm not, I won't keep you here
Okay,
like
yeah,
the
go
whole
ahead,
hour.
go
So then during the party, I talked a little bit about hosting a party. So hosting a Facebook Live party is so easy for that hostess. All they have to do is invite. And you're going to set up the group, you're going to go live, you're going to take care of orders, you're going to follow up, and that hostess just gets to pick free products. And so I always kind of share, you don't have to clean your house, you don't have to buy snacks, you can stay in your pajamas, you have to really entice them, right? And so that's what I also share. And then I also share too about being a consultant. During my party, I fit it, you talk about it here and there like you would if you were doing a face-to-face facial. So the same things, just you're live. And then I do, okay, so then for my party, I start out with like satin hands. You can do body care, satin lips, you can do sun care. And of course, as I'm showing the product, I talk about it. So I'm going to tell you how you use it, what you use it for, and then the benefits you're going to get from it. So I start out with like body care, sun care, that kind of stuff. And then I go in through skincare. And so what I do it differently than if I were going to do a facial across the table from you. So I start with the repair line and I talk about the products in the repair line. And then I talk about the results, how you use them, all of that. I do the supplements of the deep wrinkle filler and the facial peel. And then I go into the 3D line. I explain all about both formulas. You show the order of using the products. I do the supplement of the microdermabrasion. And then I do where I show them the difference of, and I even hold them up because I had just told them about the facial peel and now I'm telling them about the microderm. So I hold them both up at the same time and I then share what is the difference of these two. And you might think that I'm repeating myself because I just told them about the peel and I just told them about the microderm, but I think it's easy for us to think that we're repeating it because this is what we do and we deal with these products. But if you're somebody new with Mary Kay, and I'm going to explain these two in great detail, and I might repeat myself, but that's okay. And then I go into the All Naturally line. And I really talk about the skincare line, but then adding a supplement and how that, you up your skincare game and I explain the supplement. So each skincare line has a supplement. And then I go to botanical and then clear proof. And I talk about the men's line, but for some reason I just have never pulled it out. And then I go into the cleansing brush and the massaging head. I take them off and on, show how you charge it. I do the eye patches. And then I go into the color. And I explain how, skincare, even if you do say 5 or 6, which is a lot, products morning and night, the amount of time it takes you. So great skincare, 4 minutes morning and night. And then I show them the quick 5-minute out the door color look. And I show them the pieces, I show them the brushes to use, I show them the brush cleaner. And then I kind of tell them that if they want to do a full color look, you're just going to add, concealers, under eye correctors, primers, eyebrows, that kind of stuff. I just kind of talk about that. And I also tell them that they can let me know if they would like to know more about the full color look. We can always do that. So that's how I do my party. And then always I follow up afterwards, like I also said. So my closing, I have the roll-up bag that I show them how they can.
I'm gonna interrupt you.
That's fine.
So,
Yep.
You do any of them on the back of the hand, or you just talk about them?
I talk about them. The only thing I do on the back of my hand is our liquid eyeliner. I do it on the back of my hand because then I take the eye makeup remover, and I forgot about it because it's not on here. I take the eye makeup remover and I show them how easy it is to remove that eyeliner off the back of my hand. So that's the only thing I put on is the eyeliner.
So you're just show and tell.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I
Let
actually
me just say right now, I'm learning from Lynde. Honestly, all you have to have is a little product knowledge, and then you can get that from the thing. So, all right, go ahead, Lynde. I just wanted to, and listen, if you're in the Zoom listening, if you want to chat and ask a question, then I'll just keep interrupting Lynde.
That's fine. Yeah.
So, all right, go ahead. I'm sorry to interrupt you there.
No,
I just want to ask this on the dash out the door. Do you are you using like what's on the placemat where it just has? Well, it used to have the cream eyeshadow, but what are you doing now? Are you showing them?
I show them the CC. I show them how you can do a powder over top, and I tell them a base eyeshadow, just one, whether it's the liquid or the Chroma Fusion. Mascara, I explain the mascara, and then a lip color. And that's what I leave it at.
Okay.
Yep.
As you will.
And then, well, I'm glad you mentioned that because I had a very good customer of mine. She has had one-on-one facials with me. She had been at parties. She is a very, very good customer. And she actually watched one of my live Facebook parties, and she texted me and told me that she learned more off of the live video than she did being at the parties and the one-on-one facial with me, which I thought was kind of good to hear. But I just thought, wow, you learned more. So I guess I am giving good information. And I think because you're not trying the products, you definitely want to give that information so people know about the product. So after the party, I show the roll-up bag, and then I tell them how they're going to get that roll-up bag for free. And I just use the placemat, like the one you always do, Cleta, with if they purchase this. So what I do is I hold up the 3D and the microderm, and I tell them when they purchase this, they get the roll-up bag for free. And then I also hold up the repair line and tell them when they purchase that, they get the roll-up bag for free. So that's how I close. Following the party, I then, I can't read that all the way, Cleta, if you want to tell me what that said.
Oh,
did you see that message?
Don't worry about the question.
Okay. Let me see what I forgot here. So after what's that?
I was looking. Okay, so it says the emoji game. Where does that fit in? Do you do that at the beginning, like do satin hands and then do emoji game, or just pop it in there somewhere in between the skincare, or just varies?
I constantly, depending on, kind of how sometimes I get really down into business and then I forget, and then I have to do a couple like right in a row, like I have to remind myself, but I keep a list right in front of me because when I get going on something, I just kind of get focused and get right into business and start talking about skincare. Then I got to remember to keep that list of emojis. I have them written out of all different ones I can ask for, and I got to kind of remember to keep looking that way, so then I can just spur the moment say, okay, now post me an emoji that what's your favorite dog or favorite animal. And so it's just whenever you can fit it in is when I do it.
And I'll ask the other one in just a second, so go ahead.
So then obviously after the party, I have already friended those people and on Facebook, but I can still send them a private message. So after the party, I message everybody, thank you for joining. What was your interest? Is your interest in skincare, cosmetic, body care? And then that's how that chat goes. And to then that's how I follow up with the ordering and then sending out samples. But keeping that contact with that person. So that would be my follow-up afterwards. Let me see here, what else?
Okay, let me read this to you. So while
Yes.
you're thinking, okay.
Okay.
It says, hey, Lynde, I've been doing virtual parties similar to what you're describing. Yay, I've hit a booking freeze. I can't figure out a different way to hook people in. Can you tell us what you're offering for incentives, I think, for booking? And then it says, I don't know what she said. Valerie, Product Central, and InTouch has the product fact sheets. Oh, maybe somebody asked that. I must have, oh, okay, yeah, that's where she gets it. Okay, and thank you, Katie. And then also she says, do you have an outline of your virtual party and how are you coaching your hostess and guests? And she's kind of, so you can kind of throw that in there too.
Okay. So for me to coach my hostess and guests, they really, all they have to do is the hostess needs to invite, and then those guests need to get on. And then really they just watch.
How many did you tell her to invite?
I don't even really give them, I just say, go and invite your friends and family members or, whoever you want. And I've had, I had my one consultant who messaged as she had 65 invites she sent out. So, it just varies where it's whoever you're comfortable with. Mm-hmm. So, I also, for me, if I do a party for one of my consultants and they don't have their customer group set up, like mine is called my VIP customers. But if my consultant doesn't have one of those set up yet, what I then do is we change the name of that group. And then that's the start of her VIP customers. Mm-hmm. And then, so what I've been doing is I've been posting the same stuff that I post on my VIP page, I post it on theirs now too. And I go live and just do different little sales and stuff on theirs. Because if I'm doing it on mine, I want to help my girls out too. And I, some of them, this isn't their full-time job. And
if the host is signed up, that could be her VIP group, right?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So she was saying that, like, if she did one, like if you're a director, or maybe you're just a consultant and you're doing one for your new recruit.
Yeah.
Then you would change that into her VIP customer group. That's brilliant. I love it. Okay.
Okay. And
so your hostess credit.
Yes.
I think that's one of the things she wanted to know.
Okay. Hostess credit, I do it the same as if I did it at somebody's house, 10%, 20%, you just, right. If you get bookings from that, I just use that same formula.
Okay.
Yep.
So if y'all don't know that, that's just the tried and true Mary Kay. 10% if just on the straight sales, 15% if one person books a party, and 20% of the sales if two or more book a party. It's what we've been doing since Mary Kay started the company.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yep.
Okay.
And the other thing I do after the party is, and during the party, I tell them about it. Like the one, the emollient night cream, how it has over like those 20 uses. So I show them that product, but I tell them that, that's as far as I'm going, because I want you to read. I'm going to post after the party, the picture. And Cleta, do you know what I'm talking about? The list of all the uses. So what I do is I post that picture after the party, but during the party, I tell them about it. And I just tell them everybody needs to have this product in their house, because in my house, there's 4 of us and we all use this product for different uses. So I want you to go through and read that list and see how many times in your life this product would come in handy for you. And so that is a picture I post after the party. I do also different, say, if you want to do a comparison of the charcoal mask, when, the results of people or the results of the skincare lines, I post that kind of stuff after the party. I also ask them to do the skin analyzer app, and I explain that to them and I explain how it works, and they're going to get their list of products, and I ask them to download and do that. And then that way we can see their results. I also explained to them during the party that as a consultant, it's great to have a consultant because and I kind of explain our job as a consultant. What is our job? Our job is to help them find the right products for their needs. And then with that app, it sends them the products that they should be on. So I kind of talk about our job as a consultant during the party, why you should have a Mary Kay consultant, what we're good for, how helpful we are. And I'm trying to think, I do the pictures. I ask them to do the skin analyzer app. I post a picture of that pamphlet. I post my website, and I also started doing recently where I tell them they are more than welcome to call or text me at any time, and I put my phone number right on there. And the reason why is because not everybody's comfortable ordering off of a website. You know, there's some people that don't care to do it that way. And so right after I started doing that, the first night I had a lady order, she texted me, told me who she was, and she, you know, she could have went to my website, but she didn't, but she ordered the repair line, the deep wrinkle filler, and the facial peel. So, you know, you just kind of find, I think that if I'm easier for people to get a hold of by call or text, if they're not comfortable using my website, I don't care that I posted my phone number out there because it's going to be on my website anyways. So I just think if it's convenient for people, put all the information out there you can do.
So Lynde, after, let's say you did a party, how long does your parties usually last? Your live part?
Well, to be honest, when I did my first one, I was, you know, I planned it out and I kind of went through it and I thought, oh, maybe, you know, 20 minutes. So, you know, to be honest with you, start to finish is an hour.
Yeah, it's a lot of product that you're talking about.
It's a lot. Yeah. And it's a lot of information that I like to share. So it takes an hour.
So when you start, do you just don't even worry about who's on right that second? Because you're just like, I'm just going to start. If it's at 7, I'm just going to go because.
Yep. And what I do is at the beginning, you know, I was sitting there and I was waiting for people to come on. But think about it later on, if somebody isn't live and they go back to watch it, they're sitting there for like 4 minutes with me, not talking, not doing anything, just me sitting here, which is kind of odd. So what I do now is I get on there, whether somebody's on or not, I introduce myself, I start talking, you know, whether it's about products or Mary Kay, or I just talk to myself, really. But it's better than just sitting there, nothing. And then when somebody comes on, I start explaining the games and I tell them we're waiting for a few more people to get on. So why don't you grab a piece of paper and a pen because you're going to need it for one of the games. And then, you know, say it's the time to start and there's a couple people on, that's fine. I just get started and I kind of go slow and I might talk a little bit more about info on Mary Kay just to get a few more people on there, but you just don't want it dead air. So that's what I've learned.
So let's say the party started at 7 and you're done at 8. When do you start following up? Let's say well, I guess you really don't know who all watched it till later. But when do you start following up and when do you kind of close out the party and give the hostess credit?
Okay. So right after the party, I start posting those pictures of what I want everybody to see on that group page, you know, the different the skin app and the pictures of different results and different products. I do that right away. And then people that had commented that I know for sure watched, I send them a message right then, thanking them for joining and, you know, what their interest was, what did they think about this or that. And I just start talking with them, but right then after the party. And then maybe the next day for the ones that watched later or hadn't gotten back with me, you know, I might send a different kind of message to them about if you haven't gotten to watch, or if they haven't watched yet, if you haven't gotten to watch the party yet, you're more than welcome to. And then that way you can get your name in the drawing for some free gifts. So I do that right away. And then what I will do is I will put up a post on that group and the following day or two reminding again, watch the video, you can still get your name into the drawing. So depending on how the orders are coming in and, you know, the feedback, sometimes within a week, that party has been closed up.
And so getting their name, number, email, address to put them on your Facebook, Mary Kay, you know, your In Touch and all that, you know, to put them in your My Customers, do you ask them to go register on your website and put that information in? Or do you, like after you try to friend request them, you ask them all that in a Facebook message, or has that been difficult or how's that going?
Yes, that's very difficult. And that's why I actually started telling people I'm going to friend you. You know, it's people just, anyways, we know it's very hard to get information.
The thing is, if they don't accept your friendship, when you send them a message, they don't really see it because it's in that other messages. So when you say, I'm going to friend you, do you actually just put a message on your Facebook group and say, I'm going to be friending all of the guests? Or when do you say I'm going to friend you?
So I talk about,
she invited the guest, but sometimes they invite it and then they don't, they have to accept the invitation.
Right.
So
Yeah.
those people, once they accept.
Once they're part of that party. Yeah.
So where do you say, like, do you post that on the group page? Like, let's say I accept an invitation to be on this party for Thursday night. And you said, well, you tell them why you're going to refriend them and all that kind of stuff. Where how do you tell them?
I tell them during the party why I'm friending them.
You don't friend them before the party, or you do?
No, I do. I friend them before. So whether they've accepted or not yet, I still tell them I say I friended you, or I'm going to friend you on Facebook, and then I tell them why. Okay. I had tried before. I had posted. I had asked, would you please, if you're going to join the party, please send me your phone number and your name. And that was people didn't like that. Mm-hmm. And so, you live and you learn. And so I was trying to figure out, how am I going to get information from people? And so my easiest thing I have found is that if I friend them and I send them private messages, they talk to me that way. Or like I said, now that I give out my phone number, I just post it right on that party group, my phone number, call, text, anytime. People message me back that way. But it is very difficult to get people to give you their information.
You know what? I did just throw this out. I'll throw this out here that I did hear someone saying that they posted on those party pages a little thing with their website. It said anyone who registers before the party is going to get an entry into a drawing for whatever, and like a free mascara. And so that sometimes she said she wouldn't really know who these people were until you do the party, and like she'd start seeing the names. And so she had a little thing: register, go to my website and register before 7:00 Thursday night, and in the comment section put your hostess name, and that way you'd have it's like on there. So I don't know. That's just a thought.
That's worth trying.
It may or may not work. I think we have to do a lot of different things. So
yes, and what works for one group of people, you might not work for another groups. So to having a few options in one party is a good idea too.
Okay, let me look at some of these questions right here. And she said, are you posting several days before the live portion? How long, like, let's say you book a party, do you do them like within a week out, or do you do some like the next day? Or
I have done some within the next like 3 to 4 days after we booked. And I have done some, a week and a half out.
So you just put a few days for, okay. And then someone said, for non-emoji literate people like myself, what do you tell them to do?
Well, I've had some people just type out words. I've had some people say, well, I can't find that emoji, or there isn't one for this. And so, they'll send me, just like a word, or we make it work.
Yeah. Okay. And some are saying, what, do you have what you post? And you guys, some of this stuff is, we all see stuff we put on your directors pages about products and stuff like that. So I'm sure Lynde just has some things. And Lynde, later, if you want to send me if there's a few that you always post, like after the party, if you want to send them to me, I'll post them.
I'll do that. Yeah.
Okay. I think we've answered all of those. Okay. And you may not be finished, but I was going to ask you about, as far as referrals, do you do that during your little party? Like, how do you do that?
Well, that is something I haven't conquered yet. I have tried a few different things, and I just haven't found the niche that people like. So I'd be willing to take advice from anybody on that, because that is something that I have not conquered yet.
Okay.
I'm doing like getting referrals while I'm doing a party. Right. I have not found a great formula yet. So that's on my to-do list.
We will work on that. We'll work on that.
Yes.
I've heard some different things, that someone says anyone that texts me, 5 names of friends that I could contact to invite to a party, their name goes into a drawing, and they just basically text you their friend's name. But anyway, we'll work on that. Okay. Okay, go ahead. Was there, and I know that you were saying some other stuff, or were you done? I know.
No, I was done.
Numerous times.
No, okay. That's good.
Let me see over here. Okay. And this is a good idea. One of the girls says, if you're familiar with how to do a Google form, they're very simple. You can do a Google link where they just click the link And a lot of people are doing that. They're just clicking, you do a Google. If you don't know how to do it, there is an actual thing that says how to do a Google form. You just look it up, you guys, and you just go to Google Documents, and then you hit Google Form, and it has templates, and you just put name, email, phone number, and then there's a little link, and you say, everybody click on this link and fill it out. And it's a place where they can actually click on it. And hang on just a second. I know I'm just sitting there making. Okay, there's a place that you can actually click on it, and they would fill out all their information that they would put on the profile card. So you could even do a drawing, like $10 drawing for everyone who fills out the Google link if they can't do the website and do it. So that's a thought too. Okay, and then I'm looking over here at YouTube. Basically, I think you answered that. It says, do you open the group days ahead and make posts each day leading to the party? So, you know, people, if you have the time to do it, of course you're going to do that and try to generate that interest in it.
Yeah.
Okay, Lynde, I was thinking of just Sayla, can you think of any questions? I'm trying to like just think of questions that's coming to my mind because what I wanted to have happen, I feel like that a lot of you are possibly getting on your director's Facebook group parties, but you really have not tried yourself yet. And I just want to say Lynde has overcome challenges, because one thing is, like tonight, her internet is better than it normally is. It's usually the worst. Like when I go there, when I've gone to see Lynde, we have to go to like the Comfort Inn, and I asked the manager if I could sit in the lobby and close the month out till 1 o'clock in the morning. And then, you know, or Applebee's, because her internet is so bad. So what I'm saying is she has overcome that obstacle. I don't know if they did a new tower just for Lynde.
I think they did.
But you know what? Everybody's in the same boat up there in the UP. So, you know, they probably know it's going to maybe go in and out a little bit. She didn't use it as an excuse. But okay, Sayla, I didn't mean to interrupt you. So could you think of anything else that you want to ask her?
Well, first of all, great job. And what a tight skincare class that she does. That is awesome to go over so much product. So when you're going through the skincare offer, you suggest a couple of supplements with each skincare line. Is that what you do?
Yep. And I also started doing where, because not everybody has where they're on, say, you know, just the 3D, you know, sometimes we mix and match our products. And so I even show a few differences of how we can do that, how we can mix and match our products. And, you know, depending on, you know, if you have combination oily skin and you're using the Time-Wise 3D, how you can take the botanical toner and put it in with that. And so I kind of explain those kind of things to you of how we can mix and match.
Do you, and I'll let Sayla ask another question, but do you try to ever do, or have you yet done like a different party, like a color party, or do you just sticking to this for right now?
Well, I have just been doing this right now. And then what I actually asked at one of my parties I did last week, I said, what do you guys think about, you know, maybe like a spa night, if I did a spa party? And I had some comments on that said, yeah, that sounds great. So I do need to do different things. And I have been doing parties. And so I'm going to, you know, when you make a statement, you stick to it better, right? So I'm going to make the statement tonight that I am going to, because I have never yet on my VIP customer page gone live. Do you believe that?
No.
So I'm going to go live on my VIP customer page, and I'm not going to do a full party, but I'm just going to, you know, each time I go on, I'm going to do a different product. And, you know, just a couple minutes just to give people something to look at. So that is my next mission, what I'm going to do.
You know what, Lynde, is funny because as many things as I've done, I've not gone, I don't think I've really gone live on my VIP customer page too. Half the time, because I don't think so. I think you have a lot more interaction. Mine's like a really old one. And I think I really need to probably delete them all and start a new page. I really do. But you know what, an idea is, you guys, if you had a customer page, maybe just take a night and go, I'm going live every night, or whatever. What you pick a time, it doesn't even matter. And you could video it ahead of time and just post like a 5-minute video, lips, eyes, cheeks, like, and you actually do your face. You know, they love seeing stuff like that.
Yeah.
But or just do a regular party. Now, I was going to say, I will try to get one of Lynde's parties because Lynde can just anyway, I'll talk to Lynde about that. I know how to do this technical stuff. And
You
that
do.
way, if you wanted to just watch Lindy's party, I'm
Mhm.
sure it's going to be a lot like what we're all doing, but it always gives you a good idea just to see how she's doing it, because she's got such great results. And I will say, you know, we all venture out to different kind of parties, but where is your bread and butter in Mary Kay? The skincare, right? It's the skincare. And so, you know, get good at that, and just like we all do, and then, you know, add some other things in there. So,
Hey, Cleta, I have a question
yes,
for
go
her.
ahead. Go ahead,
Lynde, when you closed and you use the closing sheet, which I love using the closing sheet, but like online, in order to actually get the sale, I know that you contact them once you get off the computer. I mean, once you close the party, but then, and you private message them and you say, what is your interest? You take orders at the end of your session and then message them and say, what was your interest, or exactly how does that work?
I don't take any orders when I'm doing the party. I
Okay.
take the orders after. Did that answer your question? Yeah.
Just send a private message to them and say, what was your interest? Is that, okay.
Yeah. You know, were you interested in skincare, body care, cosmetic? What did you find most interesting?
Okay.
Do you, when you're doing all those, showing all the different sets, do you also say the prices as you're talking about every single thing?
No.
Okay. So they pretty much, when you call them back, they have to kind of ask you about the prices.
Yeah. Once in a while, like, you know, I might randomly say like the charcoal mask, you know, how many uses and the price, but I don't do it on every product. No.
Okay. Y'all, if this is not easy, I don't know what you want to say. I mean, she's not
It
even
really is.
trying it.
It really is. It's so easy. But, you know, just, and like I said at the beginning, this was something I had never, ever done before. Just do it. And, you know, even if you just invite your sister or your mom or your girlfriend and you just want to practice that way, but just do it. You just have to do it because it is so easy and it is so fun. And, you know, we have had where my consultants, like the one party I did for my consultant who hadn't worked her Mary Kay business in a very long time, we finished out her party at over $800. So.
Well, you know, the biggest tips that I got tonight is, number one, you don't have to do the drawings that night. I know that is crazy, but that really just set the captives free, okay? Because it's so much work while you're doing it, to try to figure out or have somebody else doing it. And Sayla and I've done it for, like, we need 4 people over here to count these things. So at your leisure, or if people don't watch live, it's like no big deal. Go back and do it. I love that, Lynde. I love that. Because to me, like all those games, I'm like, that is just going to be so time consuming to sit there and try to count those up while I'm trying to do it. So I like that. Really, I like everything you did. So what it reminds me of, to be honest with you, is the very first party that Sayla and I did. Remember, Sayla, you were over here and we went through all the stuff like the Copeland sisters did, you know, basically like that. But you don't even use it on the back of the hand. And I mean, that is a successful party, you guys. So, okay. Is there anyone else that has a question? And you guys can just unmute yourself real quick if you want to, and then we will let her go. We do have to close out a month. Normally I wouldn't even do an hour call on Sunday night, but I felt like this was very important for June, for you guys that have been putting it off. Just do it, because even when we get back out, wouldn't it be nice to not only maybe go out and do a party, but then have a 1-hour party at your house and then go to bed? I mean, like, it's 1 hour. There's no cost, 0 cost, unless you don't have internet. Then you may have to get you some internet. And Lynde, do you do it on your computer or on your phone?
On my phone.
That's what I was going to tell you guys. On her blessed phone. Like she is sitting there like this, having how we propped up on a cup for an hour. So I feel like she's overcome obstacles. You know, I'm serious. I don't. It's off to you. Okay, so is there anybody else that has a question or would like to just affirm Lynde here? You can unmute yourself.
I do. This is Sandra. It was great. My question was, do you make a new Facebook Live page for each party?
Yes, I do. Yep.
You do? Okay. I was like, wait a minute.
Yep.
Okay.
I do.
So, Lynde, after, let's say that girl didn't sign up. Okay. like the hostess, and you have, so when the group is over and you've closed everybody out, are you done with that group? Because you basically take all those people and put them on your VIP page. And then, I mean, it's there, but you just don't do anything there anymore.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yep. But then, you know, like, so if it's for my consultant that we turned into our VIP page, then we keep up with it.
Yeah, sure. Okay. Awesome. Well, and the truth is, if that hostess ever did show up, you could say, look, you got 25 customers over there just waiting on you.
Right.
If you were really nice. Okay. Who else would like to say something?
I got another question. I'm the the slow one with the internet. So you name your Facebook Live page a different name each time?
Yeah. What I do is, of course, I give it a cute little, I make a cute little picture for it. And I usually call it whatever the hosts say. It's Becky's my hostess. So I put on there Becky's Mary Kay Facebook party, and I put the time and the date. Yep.
Okay.
And then I make a new one
I
each
got you.
group.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep.
Good question. Good question. Okay. Anybody else?
Lynde, this is Katie Harris. I just wanted to tell you thank you so much for sharing this, because it's very similar to what I've been doing, but I love like the different tidbits, like the emollient night cream that you're talking about, and turning the party page into their customer page whenever they sign. Like, that's so brilliant. I don't know why I didn't think of that. And then also just some other things that I had written down that I'm like, man, why have I not been doing that? Because I copied from another, I know we don't want to be like copycats, but we copied the right cat, right?
You copied the right cat.
That's right. So I had started doing that in March, and just like you, Lynde, I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. Like, this is crazy, but I decided that I needed to do something because this is my full-time job too. So I just kind of put my toe in, and then I booked a lot for April, and it was really successful. And then I hit this like freeze in May. So I've just been trying to be more creative, and you've helped me kind of like find ways to branch out. So thank you so much for sharing.
Oh, you're welcome. Good.
Thank you, Katie. Okay.
Lita, can you hear me? It's Rosie.
Hey, Rosie. Yeah.
I look like Trista tonight because it's a long story. I had an issue with my Zoom. Anyway, Lynde, I just wanted to thank you so much for hopping on here and just sharing this with us. I have a couple consultants here who are helping to close down the month, and we just all kind of got really pumped up about what you were saying. Jan and I and Katie have been doing some live things, and we've really had fun doing it, but I've not totally ventured out on my own. So maybe I'll get brave now. But I just want to thank you for sharing with us. It just seems so easy, it's just really easy to do it. So
yeah, just do it. It's fun. It's really fun, and it's so easy. Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rosie. Anybody else want to say anything to Lynde?
Hey, Lynde, I just want to say thank you for sharing. She's my roomie when we go off and travel with Mary Kay, and we always share ideas. And yeah, it was just really, really, really good, even though it's something that we all do. If you're not real technical, it is kind of scary. And so you just made it seem like, hey, I can do that. So thank you.
If I can do it, you can do it.
Well, Lynde, I have a question over here on YouTube, and she says, do you end up unfriending those that you just friended for the party? And I'm assuming maybe the people that didn't buy anything. Like, do you go back and unfriend those people, or do you leave them on, go ahead and add them on your VIP group anyway, even though they didn't buy
absolutely. Yeah. And it's kind of like, that you plant that seed, and maybe they're not interested today, but maybe something that they see in the near future, might trigger something. So no, I would never delete. Mm-mm.
Okay. That's a good question. Mm-hmm. Hey, and the truth is, they can always unfriend you if they get tired of it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. And someone asked, when you do a Facebook Live, do you go through your business page or private Facebook page? She goes through her private Facebook group page, not her business page. It's her group.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
All right. I don't see any other questions over there. You did a great job. I'm so inspired. And when I tell y'all, if y'all just knew Lynde like I know Lynde, I remember the first time I'm like, Lynde, you have to go live on your face. This was when she was like a director or almost a director. And she's like, I said, you can do it. I know you can do it. She was so nervous. And this hadn't been like, this was like, you know, we're talking like maybe a year and a half ago, 2 years. And she did her very first, I got on her director group with just her unit to say something. And she was so nervous, and you have come so far. I'm so proud of you. I mean,
Thank you.
yeah, I mean, you agree, right? I mean, this is
Oh yeah.
to the fact that you, of all of our directors and consultants, have done more parties than anybody else in my area, the one that would hardly not get on Facebook or anything. It's really should give everybody hope. And it just shows you if there is a will, there is a way. Right?
Right. Well, I'm that same person. We'd be walking no matter where we were at, you know, a conference or whatever, and you'd pull up Facebook Live and you'd be talking, right? And who would be the one that would go to the opposite side, not close to you? Me. I don't want to be part of that live business. And here I am.
You know what it is? It's just like anybody, you got to get used to what you look like and what you sound like on there.
Right.
And then
Absolutely.
like we talked before, really what you look like and you sound like is yourself. But a lot of us have never heard ourselves talk, or, you know, and then you have maybe mannerisms. You're like, why do I do that? You know, but you know what? Just don't worry about yourself and think about the other people, because everybody else thinks you're pretty brave, you know? So, okay. Well, thank you so much. I knew this was going to be beneficial to everybody, because, you know, there's a lot of ideas out there about doing Zoom and doing, I mean, and they're all good too. But if you don't feel comfortable doing anything else, you can get on there and look at yourself and just hold up your Mary Kay products. And if you have to, go practice in front of a mirror if you need to one time, you know. But I think the best idea is, like she said, get your mother and your sister on there and say, I'm going to do this, and I got to get it going. So I'm super proud of you. And you guys, if you think of any more questions, you can reach out to Lynde or ask me and I'll ask her. Okay. So thank y'all so much. We are going to go ahead and end our live on YouTube over here.